So I'm not going to tell Francine's tale, but she's one of those people a little bit later on in life who thought, you know what, I do want to follow my dreams. I'm later getting on in the world to do it, but I'm going to do it either way. So Francine, over to you.
Thank you very much. Hi girls, it's lovely to be here. It's quite an honour to be here actually, and I think I've spoken to most of you this morning. And the things I really wanted to put across to you is this thing of, if you have a dream, even if you don't get a chance to follow it straight away, and I know that some of you already have got your dreams. I know there's somebody who wants to be a photographer, somebody who wants to be a dancer, somebody who's interested in criminology. Keep that dream in mind, because even if you can't do it now, for whatever reason, you might get a chance in the future. So when I was 13, there was two very different things in my life. I wanted to write. I wanted to write, and I wanted to meet Donny Osmond. Now, for those of you who don't know who Donny Osmond is, he was the Harry Styles of his day. He and his brothers were a very, very big band, and I wanted to meet Donny Osmond, and I wanted to write. But I wasn't really encouraged to write because it was considered not a good career path. It was a bit, unreliable, volatile. Nobody in my world knew anybody who wrote. Nobody knew how you would become a writer. So I was encouraged to get what was called in those days a proper job. So I did get a proper job. I got a proper job and I went to work for an insurance company. And I did very well at that proper job, because I think one of the things that you have to do in life, whatever your job is, whether you're chairman of a huge organisation or you sell chips in your local chippy, do it well. Because there's no point in doing a job and doing it badly, because you won't enjoy it and the people that you're dealing with won't enjoy it. So I did the job very well, and I ended up being the sales training manager for the insurance arm of the Halifax Building Society. But I got to a point in my life where I thought, you know what? I just can't do this anymore. I have to follow my dream. I have to go for it. Because if I don't go for it, I'm going to live my life as one of regret. And I think the worst thing anybody can ever do when they get to a certain point in their life is say, I regret doing this. Because you've always got to have a go. Even if it doesn't work out, and not everything that you all do in your lives will work out, it doesn't really matter, because you've given it a go, and you can learn from that experience. You can learn from what you did wrong or what didn't go right, and take that with you onto another stage of your life. So anyway, I started writing these little kind of reviews for a local magazine. I didn't really know how to write one. The first time they said to me, oh yes, write a review of this concert, I had to go out and buy the local paper, the Yorkshire Post, and see how you wrote a review. And I didn't copy it exactly, I interpreted it into my own style. So there was quite a few of these things that went on. Then one day the editor called me in, and she said, well, I'm thinking of writing a monthly arts page, and as you are an arts journalist, which was news to me, obviously, would you like to do it for us? Well, girls, at this point, I could have said, oh, well, I'm not really an arts journalist, but I'd like to give it a go. And the chances are she'd have probably said, oh, I don't think so. Sorry, I've got the wrong person. So instead, I recognised this as an opportunity, and that's another thing you've got to sort of look out for in your lives, when an opportunity presents itself, and grab it very firmly. And I said, oh, that's very interesting, and what sort of format would you like that to take? So that then led me into this amazing career of show business journalism. because I moved on from that magazine to the women's magazines and to the national newspapers and the Sunday newspapers, interviewing actors, musicians, television people. I was a judge on the British Soap Awards for 12 years. So everybody on Corrie and Emmerdale, Hollyoaks, I knew them all, and EastEnders. I still hadn't met Donny Osmond though. Then, in 2011, something very horrible happened. As a result of a car accident, I had a stroke. And I woke up in a hospital, wired for sound, and not able to speak very well. And as a result of the stroke, I had a condition called aphasia, which means your words get jumbled and you can't read properly. So I'd look at the word cat and see ant or bag or whatever. So as somebody who made a living out of words and talking to people, it was very, very scary. And I had to work very, very hard for months with a speech therapist. And that's something else that I would want to say to you. If you face adversity in your lives, and I sincerely hope for all of you that you face a minimal amount of adversity in your lives, but if you do, you have to really work hard to overcome that. And I did. I worked for months and months and months with a speech therapist so that I got back to my normal voice and being able to recognise words again. And eventually, in 2012, after nearly a year off work, I went back to work. And do you know who one of the first people was that I interviewed? Donny Osmond. So there you go. You get there in there, and I got both my dreams. I was a writer for a living, and I met Donny Osmond. So I want to wish you all lots and lots of luck in your lives. I think you're all really brilliant girls, the girls that I've spoken to. I think one of the things that I've really liked about all of you is that you're all looking at the bigger picture. You're not just thinking about yourselves, you're thinking about the earth that we live on, this world, this planet, how we are as people, as a global people to each other, which is actually, for somebody, of our ages, it's very heartening to know that this generation coming up care a bit more about the planet than we did at that point. So good luck to all of you. Thanks a lot.
Wow, I want to say to everybody here today that people like, Francine and Lucinda and myself and your teachers and everybody has given up their time for free because they wanted to come and meet you to explain what goes on in life. And hopefully by hearing some of the things that have gone wrong in people's lives, you understand everybody has challenges because, Francine there, deeply moving, wasn't it? That something she'd wanted to do all her life, who could have imagined, just as she got it in her grasp, a car accident took it all away. How many people would have fought on to learn how to speak and write again, hey? How many people would have given up and said, I can't go on, that's one too many challenges, right? And despite that, she could have been with anybody today. She's usually doing interviews with people from Hello magazine, travelling all around the world, meeting all kinds of people, but she gave it up to be here today. And Lucinda too, who, again, health challenges, lost her own hair, and I hope I'm fair in saying this, that isn't real hair she's got, that's her design, that's what she's done herself and does it for thousands of other people, just so you know.
I bought it, it's mine.
It is hers now, she bought it, it's hers, right? So what I'm saying is, all these people have come forward to help you, all the people who are here today. Cam jumped on the train this morning. We weren't sure if he was necessarily going to be here, but yes, he was. So a chartered accountant, but going via the apprenticeship route with no debt and ahead of other people who went to university. Sue, I've known her forever and a day. We've worked together, worked in schools, done whatever. So everybody here, Peter, everybody, because we believe in you.